Hey everyone, welcome to the Jonesin 4 show. Today I am honored to have a friend of mine and our guest today to talk about perseverance, right? And what he termed the insist to persist mindset that we need. And it is my good friend Ashton Chapman joining us. Welcome, Ashton, to the Jonesin 4 show.
Hey, Spencer, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to be here.
Dude, I'm pumped to have you. And just so everyone listening knows, we actually had this interview and we recorded it yesterday, but technology failed and we had about a third of the interview recorded. So it's the next day. So you might hear things where we relate to yesterday or, different things. And just so you know, that happened. That happens to all of us, but we insisted to persist, and we're going to continue to do this interview.
Exactly.
So, Ashton, tell us a little bit about you, about your life, and the stuff you do.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Clear my throat there.
It's early morning. It's all good. I still have my coffee. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I still gotta go get mine after this. But like I said, thanks for having me. Super excited to be here. I'm a pretty basic person. Yeah. There's not a whole lot about me, but that's all right. Yeah. But my name is Ashton. As Spencer said, a quick breakdown of me. I am a stay-at-home dad with my 2-year-old daughter. My wife is a podiatrist, and we live in South Carolina. So the beautiful state of South Carolina.
Well, and we first met when through a fitness group, actually, right, on Facebook. We were both doing the fitness thing, and we still do. And I remember at that time, like, we were both cheering each other on, helping each other stay motivated when times got tough, with you and with myself as well, different things. And is that something you still do? You're still working out and doing that along with being a stay-at-home dad and taking care of your 2-year-old daughter, right?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Man, that brings us back, doesn't it? Way back. But yeah, it all started with the good old P90X, and I think from there, I remember you and I just randomly meeting one day. I think it was on Tony Horton's page, maybe, or something else. But
Something like that.
yeah. But yeah, being a stay-at-home dad, it does give me the freedoms to exercise. I'm still keeping at it. I had a period from what has been going on in my life where I just kind of just fell off the wagon. Got a little depressed and everything, but I picked myself back up and did a little bit of studying and figured out what I needed to do to keep on pushing, to keep on persevering and persisting.
Well, and then
But yeah, Steve, being a stay-at-home dad.
nice.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. And that's a great lead-in for this whole thing, right? Because you're working out, but then stuff happened in your life, and you fell off the wagon as far as the workouts go. But it's because you're concentrating on the things happening in your life. So let's talk about it a little bit, if you're willing to share what did happen that fell off from the fitness wagon, but also just what happened in your life that has led you now to really be sharing the message of persistence and perseverance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more than happy to share my experiences to hopefully help someone out there. I'm sure many of you can relate to what I'm about to talk about. Even if you can't relate, hey, that's all right. You can still take away something from this. So, but anyway, yeah. So like basically, life happens and things happen, and the unexpected happens. But essentially, 3 major things happen. Primarily to my wife, but because they happen to her, they happen to me because what happens to her affects me.
Right.
Just because that's marriage.
Exactly.
But basically what happened, 3 major events, like I said. The first thing, her podiatry practice got hit super hard by Yeah, by what's called ransomware. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing. uh,
What
so,
is that? I don't know what that is exactly.
oh yeah, yeah. It's basically what ransomware is. It's a hacker that steals your information and offers it back to you at a ransom. So basically, if your security is weak, they're going to get in, steal everything you have, and pirate it right back.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is. So, needless to say, her office has excellent security now. So you live and learn. You're right. That's just one of those things where you live and learn.
Right. Oh man.
But yeah, I tell you, I hope it has never happened to anyone out there, because it is such an inconvenience. How it inconvenienced us personally is it put a damper on our finances. Because they stole all her information, she wasn't able to process her patient. She wasn't able to do certain paperwork. And, all that goes hand in hand with money. So,
Right. Oh man, that's horrible.
yeah, I tell you. But it's all right. It's all right, because we got through it, and we kept on pushing, knowing it will get better, and it did get better. That's the best thing about it. It got better. We got past it.
Right. There's always a bright side afterwards. It seems some of those tough moments you just gotta stick through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and and just when we thought things couldn't get any better, couple more events happened. We had that ransomware attack, and then my wife got diagnosed with MS, and which is multiple sclerosis. Excuse me, I can't talk. Sclerosis, and basically what that is. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so if I word this in a way that sounds weird or whatnot, I apologize. But what MS is basically is an attack of the neurological system. So it affects your motor skills. It just affects your everyday being. So and that's been real tough for her lately. And she's always had this, and she knew she's had it, but she finally got diagnosed with it. And that's a great thing. At least we have an answer, right? At least we have a solution to it, because there's medication out there. She's on it. She's getting better day by day. So boom, 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 we're taking care of things.
That's good to hear, at least, because that's such a horrible disease and thing to have. And the fact that she's able to control it through the medication is fantastic. So yeah, good thing that you know what it is, and that there's medication out there to help, so she can keep living life to its fullest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just gotta keep on keeping on. Again, I'm going to tie that back into the whole. You gotta persevere through the situation, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes. But you got to insist to persist. And which brings me to my last major event that happened. My brother-in-law passed away recently, this past July, and I tell you, it's been real rough. Which is my wife's brother, obviously, but it's been real rough. We've been getting through it, but it's not been easy. So that's just been a little bit of a setback with the other two events that have been thrown into the mix. But there's a smile on my face. I'm still staying positive. There are good things. There are good things to focus on, rather than just to focus on the bad things, the negativity. In situations like this, you gotta have tunnel vision for those positive moments.
That's very true. I mean, it's easy to get sucked into negativity and being down and depressed with all the crazy things, especially the crazy things that's happened to you within the past year or two. And so how does it happen? Like, I think everyone in the world has a family member or some loved one pass away on them in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a parent, whether it's a sibling, child. How do you stay positive through something that devastating?
Oh yeah, excellent question. How is the question? How do we do anything exactly? And how and why? Those are the big two questions we got to ask ourselves in life. And some people are out there, well, what's the point? If something like that happens, what's the point? Like, there's plenty of points. There's plenty of points to keep pushing, to keep going. And how we personally dealt with it, how we got through it is we just kept all that is good in our minds and our hearts. We kept that at the forefront of our lives. And all of that became our reason, our why. And we'll talk about why here too in our conversation in just a little bit, but that became our why for what we're doing, and eventually became a roadmap for how we're going to do it. So for example, let me just tie some examples into to my experiences, but real quickly. But so the ransomware attack. What was our why? What was our why for continuing on that? Well, for one, we had no option because we needed money, right? So we had to continue.
Right.
But that was one of our big why. But and all these examples relate back to our daughter. So our why for that was, well, we have a 2-year daughter, so we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. We have no option. We can't quit. We can't we can't throw in the towel. That's not a thing when you have children. You just got to keep going. And the whole MS thing. Why keep pushing? What's the point? There's plenty of reasons to keep going. Again, for us, our daughter, and then we have our family, and then we have people who support and love us. That strong emotional tie that we have to these situations that have happened to us in life that keep us going. Mm-hmm. And lastly, the passing of my brother-in-law. Again, what's the point? Someone you love so dearly. What's the point of keep going? There's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of reasons to keep going, because he did a lot. And not only is it our daughter that's keeping us going, but it's what he did that compounds into that why push, why keep going. He was an awesome guy. He did a lot. He touched a lot of people. He inspired a lot of people. And we're just finding out, excuse me, I can't talk. We're just finding out about all of that here recently. I mean, people are coming out and saying, he was a wonderful guy. He did this for me. He did that. And that is so powerful that it just touched us right here and gave us hope. So that all that compounded into our why is giving us our reason to persevere through this situation, and to be persistent. We're insisting on persisting here. We have no option.
Right. I mean, you have so much to go for in life. I mean, you have your family, you have your daughter and your wife and your whole family, right? So yeah, you're right. There's every reason to continue to persist, right? To persevere through it, and find those positives because of your family. And I think everyone watching or listening to this can find that reason as well, right? They have a family, they have themselves, they have helping others, and all through that. Just like you said with your brother-in-law, that he helped so many people, and you didn't necessarily realize that right away until sadly after he passed. But now you could see the effect that he had on other people and how he was able to enrich their lives. And personally, I hope that I have that impact on people as well to help enrich their lives. And whether I see it or not when I'm alive, hopefully I can help them out, right, throughout their life and enrich them. And that's something to hold on to. That's a thing to hold tight to, that positive, in a sense, through those tough times, right? Maybe people are looking at you and see how you persevere through a tough thing, and that's going to inspire them to persevere as well.
Exactly. And let me just add in there, you personally have inspired me a lot. I love what you're throwing out there. I love what you're doing. So, it's all about getting back what you put in,
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And you've inspired me too, especially just when I'm feeling down or out. I know that you keep coming back and you're persevering. That pushes me as well. And it's incredible.
Thank you.
So You mentioned finding your why and finding the positives in life. How does one go about finding their why? How do you suggest people find theirs?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Well, finding your finding your why is all about digging deep and deeper and deeper into your strongest, most powerful, most emotional reason for doing what you want to do. And this can apply obviously to anything in life. If you have goals you want to get after, you got to dig deep as to why you want to do them. So with that said, let me just offer a quick quote. I personally have recently lived by, absolutely love it. And if any of you have seen Rocky, awesome movie. Even if you're not a boxing fan, you can still like it. But so a lot of you are probably familiar with this quote. Sylvester Stallone's character Rocky said, "Life's not about how hard of a hit you can give. It's about how many you can take and still keep moving forward." I mean, just let that absorb. I mean, that's powerful, right? Even for a fictional character, that's so powerful.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that's crazy. But so how many hits can you take and still keep moving forward? That measures that measures your character pretty much. How much are you willing to take to keep moving forward? And you're going to keep moving forward by digging deeper into your why. So for us, I'm sorry, I keep bringing up my daughter and everything, but really that's the core.
Don't be sorry about that. That's awesome. She's your reason why, and your family is a big reason. Don't ever be sorry for that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And well, I'm not sorry, I should say, but I guess I'm just being too polite. But I appreciate it. Thank you. But she's our core, and she's really the reason why we do so many things, because we have such a strong emotional attachment to her, and for good reason. A lot of people out there, I would hope everyone. I'm sorry. I would hope everyone loves their child, that much.
Hopefully.
But yeah, hopefully, some situations, I'm not going, but still, but that's a sad point. But everyone out there loves their child so much and can't imagine life without them. For that's us right there. She keeps us going. So if we decided to quit working, we would have no money. She would have no home, and that would just be a down spiral, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so she's our reason for being, because she's our strong emotional attachment. So my advice to y'all out there is dig deep. Keep asking yourself why. And I'm gonna use exercising as an example, because we talked about, that's the biggest question when you're exercising. Why? You want to look better? Yeah, sure. But that's just the surface right there. Okay. That's just the surface why. There's a deeper, bigger reasoning for why you want to lose weight. All right. And maybe it's a self-esteem issue, and you're digging deeper. Self-esteem. Okay. Well, maybe it's because I have health problems. All right. You're digging deeper. All right. Well, maybe it's because if I don't change my lifestyle, I can die young. Oh, digging deeper, right? But see, it's all about digging deep. It's just peeling back those layers and figuring out your why for persevering and persisting.
I think for a lot of people, digging deeper like that is scary, because you can unearth some things that aren't as comfortable as others. So taking the fitness example of like, I want to get fit so I look good. Okay, that's nice, but that's not necessarily the real reason why, right? You need to dig deeper. And then maybe it's a self-seated, like you dig and you peel off the layers of the onion, as it were, and get to the core reason why. And maybe it's so that you can be there for your family, for your kids, right? So you can run with them and not be winded. You can play with them and have fun like that. Or maybe it's something else, something like, well, my parents died of, heart disease or heart failure, and it's because they didn't have a healthy lifestyle, and I don't want that to happen to me. So you're peeling that, but it's bringing back all those memories and all these thoughts that aren't necessarily comfortable, but can help you and help drive you when that going gets tough. And that's why we find our reason why, isn't it? Because we want it to drive us when we are down in the dumps, when we're going through those dark times.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right on the point.
So you had some things you wanted to chat about as well. I know you had a list of things you'd like to mention and share. One of them was your reason why, and then the other reason was insist to persist. Can you, and I think there's others as well, can you fill us in on that insist to persist, as it were, right? And dive into that idea a little more. I think we get the concept of it, right? That we have to be consistent and always insist to continue on through our why. But can you fill us in a little bit more, or give us more tips or tricks to help us do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it all ties back for your emotional reason for doing or being or whatever. So once you figure out your why, that's when you can keep on pushing forward, right? And your why should give you that reason. Reason. I'm thinking of a dessert or something here. I don't know.
We did mention that he's a baker, I think. On the side, he has his own baking
That's right, yeah.
company. Yeah, so if we didn't mention that, his mind goes to baking. It happens. It's delicious. How it works.
Exactly. It's a sweet life. But anyway, yeah, once you have your reason for continuing for that pure motivation you need to just wake up every day and say, hey, I'm going to tackle this day. I can do it. I'm awesome. All right. And that's when insisting to persist comes in. All right. So there's two classifications here, and I just made this up. I'm not pulling this from anywhere. But
that's okay. It's your own thing.
Exactly. This is my own school of thoughts. But two classifications. There's persistence and there's insisting to persist. Now, persistence, all right, just plain old persistence, that's where you can easily fall off the wagon a lot of times. So you want to be persistent on something day in and day out. You want to wake up, you want to exercise, like, all right, I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then you fall off the wagon, right?
Something happens that throws you off and off your train of thought.
Exactly. And that's so easy to do. We're all guilty of doing it. I do it a lot. Hey, it happens. But exactly. Yeah. Hey, it's human nature. It's all good. But, all right. But if you insist, right, meaning you do not give yourself any other option, if you insist on persisting, all right, you will succeed. And again, that doesn't mean you're going to have a tiny hiccup here and there. It's perfectly fine. It's our program thoughts of just giving up sometimes, but you have to give yourself no other option. Okay. And what are the consequences of not doing this? That's what you got to ask yourself. All right. But what are my consequences for not doing this? Okay. And I don't know what, I don't know. I'm sorry. Let's just go back to the exercising.
Yeah.
But what are the consequences of? Yeah, it's an awesome comparison. Very easy. So we'll just use that. But so what are the consequences of not exercising on a daily basis? You won't reach your goals. You won't lose weight. You won't get to will not get to where you want to be. So you have to insist on continuing day in and day out. Do not, I repeat, do not give yourself any other option other than to succeed. Okay, so you got to insist on persisting.
Yeah, exactly. You want the times get tough, but you have to insist on completing it. And I think working out is a great one comparison because, well, it's something both you and I have in common, and I think a lot of people have in common of they want to get fit and healthy, so they start working out, but they fall off the wagon. But it doesn't have to be necessarily fitness. It could be reading, right? You want to read 10 pages a day. Maybe you want to write in your gratefulness log that, the Jonesin 4, we have one, and there's plenty of others out there. Journaling, whatever it is, can apply to you. One thing I was listening to, you made me remember, I was listening to a podcast, the SBI podcast by Pat Flynn, and he was chatting, he was interviewing someone, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Ramit Sethi, not sure. But in any case, it goes ties back with exercising. But what he did to motivate himself, to make sure he insisted to persist was, and by the way, I think this is absolutely crazy, but this is what he did, is he taped out a $100 bill to his closet door with a lighter next to it. And if he did not work out that day, so if, on his schedule, he works out every morning or whatever. If he did not work out that day, he takes a lighter and burns $100. The $100 bill, poof, gone. And so that was his motivation, because who wants to waste $100 just in seconds? And so it was his motivation motivation in a sense, right? To convince him to insist, right? Sometimes we need that mentality of insisting it and pushing ourselves like there's no reason why. But sometimes it is helpful to have those outside forces to encourage you to insist, right? To persist with that. So while I think that's a little on the crazy side, if I did that, I would definitely be working out every day or whatever I challenge myself to do, because there's no way I'm burning $100 ever. But it's just that idea, that concept, right, for whatever it is. So, okay, cool. So we need to be strong and with ourselves and insist on it, right? We get the take-ups in there, but no matter what, we're coming back to it. We are doing what we said we're going to do. I would assume, this could be for anything. It could be writing a book. It could be, reading. It could be working out, or whatever you have it for you. So let's talk about your brother-in-law a little bit, because you mentioned that he really helped inspire other people, and I think that's something we can all do in our lives even more. And I think a lot of us do it without even realizing it, that we inspire other people. Now that he's not with us anymore, sadly, he inspired a lot of people when he was alive, but he's still inspiring folks, or helping folks, I should say, now that he's passed. And I know we talked about this before and yesterday a little bit about it. Can you share what you're doing and how he's helping other people, even though he's not here with us anymore?
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate you bringing that up and giving me the opportunity to talk about that. So like I said, my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, his name is Joshua Ergel. Excellent guy. He did a lot of amazing things. He inspired so many people that we had no idea, but he did. So basically, he was really into studying religion and just helping people in general. I can't think. I'm sorry. But he studied religion at his undergrad, Presbyterian College, and Clinton, South Carolina, and then he took that even further, and he studied religion even further at the Hartford Seminary in Connecticut. And he's met a lot of people along that path, and just inspired people to go after what they want by being there for them, being a friend, and helping them any way possible. So in return, we want to do what he did. We want to follow in his footsteps and be a leader, be an inspiration to others. So for us, one of the ways we are doing that we find probably the best possible way, aside from a few others, is to create a scholarship fund in Joshua's name. And essentially with it, it's just a scholarship. Students who major in religion at Presbyterian College and can get that money to chase their passions, to keep what am I looking for? To keep pushing it forward. Sorry.
No, no worry. Words are hard for me too, especially
that's that pre-coffee brain. But so we created a scholarship, and we need $25,000 to get this, y'all. So far, we have raised $19,000. Isn't that amazing? Gosh, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like, that many people just loved him so much. That's amazing.
That's incredible. $19,000 already, just to help start this scholarship fund. And what I think is really cool is that, you know, it sounded like Joshua he persisted, right, to tie it into our whole conversation already, right? He went after what he loved. It was religion, learning about religion at Presbyterian College. And then he went on and continued. He persisted to continue to grow his knowledge and deepen it through continuing education, right, and going on with education, but also in the same time inspiring other people to live their best life and chase their passions.
Exactly. And you know, and I suppose the most tragic thing of all is that he was super young. He was only 23 years old. So by us creating this scholarship, we can honor his name, and in a sense, it's almost as if he's continuing on. It's not us doing it; it's him doing it. So with that said, we've raised $19,000. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps again. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and you know, if anyone out there wants to contribute, we will be so thankful, so grateful for you. You do not have to contribute hundreds of dollars. You know, that's okay. If you want to even contribute $1, hey, sounds wonderful. So how do you contribute? We have a GoFundMe page, and if you go to GoFundMe, obviously that's GoFundMe, and I think it's .com or .org. I think it's .com. If you type in Joshua Ergel. Oh no, you're fine. No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just for everyone listening and watching, that all these links will be in the show notes as well, and in the blog post on the Jonesin 4 website. You can just go to spencermjones.com and click the Jonesin 4 show, click on this episode, and then that'll take you right there. So if you're driving or whatnot, or you can't write it down or you forget it, just make sure you go to spencermjones.com and you can get all the links and all that stuff there. So let's talk us through it. We go to GoFundMe.com, we believe, /what?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I appreciate putting those links on there. Thank you. And yeah, it's GoFundMe.com. And once you get to the GoFundMe page, you just simply type in Joshua Ergel, EARGLE, Memorial Scholarship. And you can donate on that page. If you do not feel comfortable doing that, hey, I get it. That's totally fine. You can also donate directly to the college, which is Presbyterian, P-R-E, I can't spell, Presbyterian, I believe.
Something like
college?
That. Just Google Presbyterian. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I never passed the spelling bee. No, I'm just kidding. But Presbyterian College, and that's located in Clinton, Clinton, South Carolina. And you can donate directly to that college. And in the memo line, all you have to do is put Joshua Ergel Memorial Scholarship. And again, doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars. Hey, if you want to do that, hey, that's awesome. But but no, seriously, even $1 that helps tremendously, y'all. And thank you so much for. Thank you, Spencer, for giving me this opportunity to talk about it. It means a lot.
Yeah. Oh no, of course, man. I'm happy to help you out and help out the scholarship fund. I'm so happy to have you on the show. And when we were chatting about getting you on the podcast and the Jonesin 4 show, vlog, and all that stuff, we were talking about how to persevere and be insistent and persisting and all that. And you brought up a number of the points that we talked about, and you brought up your brother-in-law and being one of the big drivers for you, and how he how he helped so many people. He helped empower so many people, and that you wanted to continue this on. And through us talking like that, I thought this is a great way just to share the message, right? So to the audience, to everyone listening or watching, if this moves you, if this is something that you would like to contribute to, go for it. You don't have to, but if what Ashton has shared with you today has helped you, it has helped inspire you, I just ask you, help them out, right? You can go to the GoFundMe, you can send it off to the Presbyterian College in Clinton, North Carolina. The address, all that good stuff will be on the blog post at spencermjones.com. But if not, that's okay too, right? But know that that's out there, and he, through Ashton and his family, have set up a scholarship to continue to help people to chase their passions to the max, to help inspire people to go after their goals and dreams through his brother-in-law's name, through Joshua's name, which is amazing. So thank you so much for being part of this show, and also giving us the opportunity to help other people chase their passions to the max. So thank you for doing that, Ashton.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm always happy to be on here and share anything I can.
Well, before we wrap it up, two things real quick. Is there anything else you would like to share to help inspire people and to help them to insist to persist? Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with, to send us off, as it were, to continue to be our best selves?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I was sitting here kind of brewing that up in my mind. I was like, oh man, I should have mentioned this and that. but but yeah, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible, because I just like to ramble. I'm sorry, but
So do
anyway.
I.
Hey, I got a buddy. That's great. but yeah, two quick things. Never forget why you're doing what you are doing. Okay, and that can be anything, y'all. That can be a hobby you're super passionate about. That can be that can be anything. But never forget why you're doing what you are doing. That's going to keep you moving. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing. Find an accountability partner. Okay. And that's huge. And really, that's another podcast in itself right there.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Seriously, yeah. But find an accountability partner, y'all. That can be anybody. That can be a best friend. It can be your mom, dad, brother, sister. It can be your neighbor down the road. It can be your mailman. Hey, grab him. Come on, let's go. I need an accountability partner. But grab yourself an accountability partner. Tell him or her your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. All right. And they will not, I promise you, if you give them a breakdown of everything, and tell them that you do not want them to let you forget why you're doing what you're doing, they will keep you on track. Because an accountability partner, y'all, is powerful. I tell you.
And what I love what we have is that if you get an in-person person to do this, right, your spouse, a family member, a friend, mailman, or whoever that can drive you, that's going to be really, really powerful and be just super powerful. Another way to do it is there's online communities as well through social media. There's online groups like the fitness groups we worked with. It's an accountability group is really what those are, to help us stay persistent and to continue to going after our goals. And again, it could be anything, that whatever you want to accomplish, there's groups out there for you, and you can grab someone. They're good. They're great. They're not as good as a real life person, but they will help. Another thing is, I know for me, finding a coach, right? To hire a coach to guide me with it, but also hold me accountable for that goal helps out as well, because then you have that accountability partner in a sense, but more of a guide, right? That's gonna well, nope, I told them I'm gonna do this. That's what I need to do. And when I was training for my half Ironman, I had a coach, and I had to not only do the workouts he said, because I knew it would make me better, but I knew I was going to check in with him, and I didn't want to disappoint him with that. So that's one thing I offer through Jonesin for, as well as that coaching, that mindset shift, and help you achieve your goals that way. But first and foremost, family, friend, someone right there next to you who could cheer you on, and then check out those other options as well to help you out. So
exactly.
So how can people find out more about you, Ashton? Can they hook up with you on Facebook, or what are ways that people that they can't wait to get to know more about you and your baking and your family and your persevering journey?
Oh yeah, well thank you, I appreciate that. I I don't have anything really out there yet. I have a private Facebook. I don't have anything public. But if there's a demand for me, I'm not expecting there to be. But if there's a demand for me after this podcast, hey, I'll create something, y'all. I mean, but I really enjoy talking to you and interacting with you. So, but at the moment, I don't have anything. I do have a baking page because as I failed to mention earlier, I am a at-home baker. In addition to being a stay-at-home dad, I do bake at home, so I do have a Facebook page. At the moment, it's called, and I might change it later, I'm not sure, but at the moment, it's called Chappy, Chappy Cakes of Chapin, Chapin. All right, and if you want to hop on there, give me a like. That's huge support right there. So thank you so much for supporting Spencer. It means a lot to him. Thank you for supporting me. And but honestly, y'all, if you want to give me a like, that's great. That's aside from the matter. If you want to donate, even better.
Well, thank you so much for being part of this and helping us discover or figure out how we can learn more about our why, how to discover that and use it to insist to persist. I keep saying that because it's just a great saying to keep pushing you forward when times get tough. And you find that positivity, that golden nugget, and maybe it's even one thing that you hold on to in that difficult time, because there's going to be more positivity after that and better things on that other side. So thank you so much for sharing your journey, your thoughts, and your guidance with us for our journeys. I know it's going to help me to continue to push forward with the Jonesin Forest show, with my goals and everything else. And I hope for all of our audience members, right, for the Jonesin 4 crew out there, that I'm hoping that this has helped inspire you to continue to chase your goals and chase your passions to the max, whatever that is. So Ashton, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Yo, yeah, thank you for having me, Spencer. It's been an awesome experience.
It's been fantastic, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Ashton. Thank you for joining us, everyone, with our show. If you liked what you saw or listened to today, give us a like, right? Subscribe to our show. I really appreciate all the support. We appreciate your support. And if you really did like it, leave us a review. Let us know what you think about it. Just, 5-star, 1-star, whatever. It helps us out with rankings on iTunes and all that good stuff. But we appreciate all your feedback. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And until next time, we will catch you all later.